asking the other two. It's kind of a similar situation to 2 years ago, except this time you get to play the same team. What's kind of your thought on playing them again this soon after the game?
I don't mind it, to be honest with you. It kind of allows us to kind of hopefully redeem ourselves. We don't have to wait until next year. We got another shot at them the following week. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy about the draw. Happy to be in the tournament. Hopefully anything can happen.
I know obviously it's tough when you play a championship game. You got to stand there afterwards and watch all this stuff. But were you as a coach, were you thinking that this is probably going to be pretty good motivation for your own team to be watching this and knowing that they get another crack at these guys a week later kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Obviously, it's always disappointing when you lose a championship game and that. But, I think our girls were disappointed, and hopefully watching them celebrate and stuff is just a little added motivation for this coming weekend.
I was curious, too, just about, the last couple of years, for whatever reason, that's when one team gets a bit of trouble with. Do you have any idea what it is about them that's just been difficult for you guys? Or?
No, they're just a tough team to play against. I think a lot of the games that we've played against them recently, they could have gone any way. If you look at all the games, there are a lot of one-goal games, not a lot of chances, low shots, low scoring. Those types of games can come down to whoever just buries their chances, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do that. But you never know. You just keep playing the games. Like I said, I think anything could have happened in a lot of those games. So maybe the tides turn in our favor.
And both teams, obviously, I think the shots after two were 12-7. As a former defenseman, are those kind of fun games if you're a defensive player to be involved in?
Well, they are and they aren't. That just means that you're doing a good job, but obviously it means that on the defensive side you're working pretty hard too to make sure that they don't get those opportunities. So, obviously you don't want to give up too many chances in that as a defenseman, but either way. When you're playing teams like that, it's a pretty tough situation.
Obviously, not asking you to divulge any top strategy, but have you found things that you think you can do differently this time around against them to get a little more offense?
Yeah, definitely. I think we were able to kind of take a look at video and break some things down and see some areas that I thought we were doing well, some areas that we can improve upon, some areas that we think could maybe expose them a little bit, and we kind of threw those into practice and worked on those, and we'll see how they turn out this weekend.
And lastly, for the senior class, how special is it for it's the first Clarkson senior class that's been at the NCAA tournament every year of their careers? How big of an achievement is that for both them and for your staff to do that?
Yeah, it's huge for them. Obviously, it just means that they've done a great job while they're here, but they have a lot of experience too, which is important going into these types of situations and these types of games. Hopefully they can reflect back on the past 3 years and, obviously having some of the disappointment of losing these games, and then obviously having some of the happiness on winning this and going to the Frozen Four. So hopefully they can relay that on to the rest of the team.
Just to start, I kind of noticed you guys are in a similar position to a couple of years ago where you had like the 1-0 loss and then went in the NCAAs. How much motivation is there this time, though, when you're playing the same team you just got beat by last weekend?
Yeah, I guess there's definitely a lot of motivation there. They've given us a rough go all year, so I think we're going to learn from those games, definitely, and come out on top when it means the most.
Yeah, I was curious about that, too. Like, what's kind of going through your head as a team when you're watching? Because the championship game, you got to kind of stay there on the ice for a little bit. And, was it something you're thinking about, too, as well? Next week, maybe they can be standing there watching us? Or...
Yeah, of course. It's hard, though, standing out there and watching all that. But in the back of your head, you're thinking you still got another chance. So got to make the most of that one.
I was curious, too, about, just Quinnipiac in general. What's been tough about them the last couple of years for you guys? It sounds like the one school you've had trouble with for whatever reason. Is there anything you can point to yourself just from being in the games that you noticed? Or
they're a very disciplined team. I think they stay within their systems and they play their systems really hard. So I think it's just going to be a matter of us staying within our systems and playing them hard as well, kind of being more physical towards them as much as they are towards us. So.
And offensively, too, for both teams. Both teams do a good job of holding the other ones down. As an offensive player, how frustrating is it when you play in those kind of games where, I noticed the shots at the end of the second were ridiculously low, like 12-7 or something like that?
Yeah. It is frustrating, but at the same time, I think you got to take the chances of the opportunities you're given because there is such small window of opportunity within that game. So I think whoever capitalizes on the opportunities they're given will be a better team there.
I guess the last thing I want to ask you about was just, being a senior, how special is it to be able to be in 4 NCAA tournaments? Not many people get to do that. Is that something you even thought of at all, that this will be your fourth one in 4 years?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you think about it, but we've had a good squad here for the 4 years that I've been here, so it's not expected, I guess, but I think we expect it from ourselves to be there, so it's definitely something to be proud of, but I hope we can get to the Frozen Four there.
Yeah. When you first got here, though, did you ever have any idea like you'd do that in college? Like you get to be in 4 different, and win a championship and all that. Have it kind of been surpassed anything you thought might happen to you? Or,
No,
Yeah.
you don't think of that, but looking back on it, it's been really amazing. And I have no regrets.
Well, I was asking Olivia this too. You guys are kind of in a similar position to 2 years ago, where you had like a 1-0 loss and you got a chance to redeem yourselves. Are you kind of looking forward to playing the same team again this weekend?
Yeah, we're definitely excited about it. I mean, you kind of know what to expect now after playing them 3 times on the season here. And, we've adjusted our game plan a little bit just to shake things up a bit and hopefully come out with that win next weekend.
And obviously, I know it's tough to lose a championship game. How long did it take to kind of get over it as players, where you kind of were able to get back to work? Was it like right away the next time you came to the building kind of thing, or was it
Yeah, it's definitely hard. We wanted that championship so bad, but our coaches have been stressing to us all season that the reason, we're here and the reason we're working so hard is to win a national championship, and this top 8 game means so much more than that ECAC championship. So we came back to the rink and we just got right back to work.
As a player too, what are some things you kind of noticed in that particular game that you guys need to adjust on as a team to have more success? Obviously, scoring wise, you didn't get anything through that team, but
Yeah, it was definitely kind of a weird game. Neither team put up many shots or many scoring opportunities. So when we do get those chances, we just need to make sure we're taking full advantage of it and, playing a little more physical, kind of just matching their style of game a little bit. And we're going to, switch into a little more aggressive mode and just kind of take it to them.
Now, both offenses had the same issues. Like, how tough was it to play in that game as an offensive player? Because I saw at the end of 2, it was like 12-7 or something was the shots. I mean, is it just one of those games that's a really frustrating kind of game to be in? Or,
Yeah, it definitely was very frustrating. I mean, they block a lot of shots. Their defensemen are very aggressive in the corners. They get a lot of bumps and pins, and they knock you off the puck pretty well. So I think just going into next weekend, we got to keep our feet moving in the corners and do everything we can to bring pucks to the net and just funnel shots to the net as well. Hopefully we can pop a few on them.
I guess the last thing I was asked about too is just what's it about that particular team? Like the last couple of years, that's been like the one team you guys have had trouble with. Do you have any idea why? Is it just coincidental, or is it something that they do that doesn't work well with your system? Or
Yeah, I mean, they kind of do a couple things that counteract the systems we want to play, and we've been making adjustments throughout the season in order to be able to crack their systems a little bit too. So I think it's basically just coincidental, but I think this weekend's going to be the real test.
Well, thanks.